Had to make a choice this morning. Supposed to go watch episode 4 of, or 5 of Skeleton Crew. I was like, I'll watch it later. Let's go play some, let's go play some Path of Exile too. I gotta do a grocery store run with Chris in a couple of hours, so I figured I'd get in a couple hours of streams before. And then I'll do my grocery shopping and do the episode this afternoon. Yeah. Actually, I think it's episode, is it episode 4 or episode 5? I have to go check. I think it's actually episode 4. Alright, let's pick my monk back up. What's up, Scorvus? Morning, everybody else. Oh, it left my portal up?
Greetings. Time is short.
Yes? None of it's junk. Sure, I'll take it off your hands. Farewell, hero.
I thought those faded when you logged out. Oh, that is still too hot to drink. Yeah, let's go do Freythorn. Is this better or worse than D4? Asks Corvus. I don't think it's either. I think that both games have a unique place to fill. I quite enjoy the storyline in Diablo. It's definitely more casual than this. Like, their easy mode is nice. Like, I like the easy mode in D4 because you can literally just kind of put it on auto move and you slaughter things. You can still die, but it's not quite as intense as it is here. There's no, you know, this is a lot less forgiving. So if you want a more Dark Souls like challenge experience, this has more of that than D4. D4 is obviously much more polished, much bigger budget, streamlined, definitely more for the just action RPG explorer. This is for people who love theory crafting. This shit right here, this does not appeal to me as a gamer. Sorry, it doesn't. And I've had so many people already try to claim on my videos, well then this game's just not for you. Path of Exile is just not for you. Get out of here, you fucking tourist. I've already had those comments on my videos. But the reality is that this, to me, if I have to get a spreadsheet out, or if I have to need to look up other people's build guides, I don't enjoy that. Thankfully, Scorvus, this is fairly straightforward to follow. And you don't have to... It does look overwhelming. It's not really overwhelming. It looks that way. But once you get into it, you realize that, like, they start you off, like, everybody starts in a different place on this thing. So I happen to start here. Other classes start in different places on this great big passive skill tree. And then you can see I had 1, 2, 3, I had 6 paths I could have taken. That's standard to pretty much many other games. Like Dragon Age of Veilguard did it the same way, essentially. You know, you had 3 paths once you were in the main. This one has 6 paths that you can take. And then you just pick a path, and I went with this one, which gave me, like, skill speed and energy shield and evasion and mana and stuff. And I was like, that looks fun. So I just started going down this line, and I'm just going to keep going down this line. Because now I got life taps. Booyah. I just unlocked 3 life taps. So, you know, there's a lot of... You know, the strength of Diablo is the story, the polished, big budget feel. This is definitely more of the indie take, but by no means less impressive. It's just impressive in a different way. It's not impressive with cutscenes and all that. It's impressive with a massive skill tree and a really deep combat system that's much less forgiving than Diablo 4. I don't know. There are parts of this game that I enjoy, and there are parts of it that I'm not a fan of. The map's refreshing I really dislike, and the fact that loot can go poof when you die. Not from your corpse, but like if you kill a boss and it drops a bunch of loot, but then you accidentally die, like I did the other day from a dot, the loot disappears, and you just wasted all that time killing a boss mob. So that to me is a big... If that makes it into live, I'm honestly... I don't know. The music in this game is phenomenal, though. Oh! Oh! Fire! Got buffs. Yeah.
Need more mana.
Don't like those guys. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of, like, re-killing bosses either, right? Like, I don't mind the occasional grind. But I always feel like if a game reduces itself to only killing mobs, and that's the only reason you're playing the game, I've lost interest. I have to have story reasons to keep me going. It's not a nerf though. It's just a balance. I gotta make a comment. Sorry guys, the game dev inside of me won't let me pass this one up. It's not nerfing. It's balance pass. And I'll play it regardless. Like, I could give two shits. Like, I like the monk. I don't care what they do. It's not a nerf. There's no such thing as nerfs. Nerfs are literally imaginary. When a game launches, it puts stuff out there. Some things work, some things don't work. When the things that don't work need to be fixed, we fix them. It's a patch. It's literally a balance fix. It's a balance patch. The nerf mentality, I can't. It makes me laugh so hard. Not a nerf. Not a nerf. It's a balance fix. Something's not working like it's supposed to. It's too OP. It's breaking other stuff. They're taking it away from me. No one's taking anything away from you. It's not working. It's not supposed to work that way. A true nerf would be if something was literally put in the game and then it was taken away for reasons other than fixing something that was broken. I don't know that that's happening. Personal nitpick. Checkpoint. It was this boss. Looks like a boss to me. Got one of these guys. I do wish they would add a zoom feature too. I would love to be able to zoom in closer onto my character and all the action. God, you know this is going to be about a boss fight. Why wasn't I playing the warrior? I don't want to play the warrior. Almost every time I play an ARPG, I do a ranger or a druid shaman type. And this time I was looking through the classes and I went, the monk sounds cool. I'm going to try the monk. Oh, Leighton? Gotcha. You were asking Leighton. Alright, how... Oh, that's a lot. Can't click anything around here. Is it gonna spawn another boss that I'm supposed to fight? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Didn't have anything for me to do. I was assuming I needed to like cleanse it, but there was nothing to click. Man, I still think my spirit mitts are way better. Oh, that hurt. Ah, get out!
Assault!
This one I can interact.
Was that the benevolent dreamer? It couldn't be.
I can't believe it. The whole bloody place has gone mad. Cursed cultists. Please, hero, find the other altars and dispose of them. Put an end to this. I'm gonna check around here for any sane survivors.
Oakley dokley. It's a whole blocked off section of the map. Coffee kick in.
Crush!
Oh shit, that's a boss. Ah! He got me. He got me. I walked right into that. Not quite ready for Oh wow, it stuck me right here and there's like a bunch of baddies here. somewhere down in here was where I got smashed by that boss.
Feel the shock!
Alright, drinking coffee now. Alright, checkpoint, another altar to cleanse. Let's cleanse a portal. Alright, that's 2. Got one more down here. I'm level, I think 11 or 12 or so. I think I just dinged 12 to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm level... Oh, I guess I'm level 13 now. Alright, I got my life taps last time. Shock chance is nice. I think I'm gonna finish up this line. They're both the same. This is a nice little bonus pass to it. Oh! Jesus. Get out! Oh, I need one of these. Give me that. We got 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Jesus. Okay. I still have more to cleanse. Okay. I think I missed anything here, but let's just double check. Alright, we're good. I'm not going for any build. Nope. I just pick shit that I think looks cool. Can I jump? No, you can't jump over. Why does it have him summonable again? I've only done 2 of the portals. Does he have something to say after I've done 2 portals? No, he does not. What am I missing here? We got a whole section over here we haven't cleared. Yuri of Revenge says it takes a while for the mark to get off, but your damage pops off soon. Never worried about damage. I just play what I think looks cool. If it does good damage, cool. If it doesn't do good damage, cool. I just play shit. I had to do some reconfiguration of skills in the beginning. But I think I've settled into a nice palm and staff main.
Face your demise.
I wonder why that missed. Alright, I'm confused. I have done all the portals I came across, and I haven't found an unexplored part of the map. I've cleared this whole map. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Yeah, piss off. Oh, I really don't want to fight you guys. I'm gonna have to fight you, aren't I? I want it to be magnanimous. Ew, you guys are like, Bite me! Good morning, Ashley. Alright, does this now have a clickable trial thing? Oh shit, okay, yeah, it's totally, I think it's now usable. Oops. God, they need to change those spellbinds. Or allow us to rebind.
Fate is on my side.
See, we can click this now. We couldn't click it before. I'm gonna go back to town and, oh, disabled in boss fights. Can I do it right here? Might as well burn these up.
Hey. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but cheers. Remember us when you're famous, eh?
Falling Thunder is a lightning temp.
So I can upgrade my Falling Thunder, or
Vaulting
I can upgrade...
Impact is an effective tool.
Yeah, hush. I think I'll go ahead and... Decisions. I don't really think I want any of these, to be honest with you. Where did it put it? Alright, we're good. Alright, I think we've done all the upgrades we can do, and we are good to go back. Yeah, but I don't want to use a bow. I want to use a staff. Palms and stabs. If I wanted to use a bow, I would have played a ranger. Which I was tempted to, but I just played a ranger in Diablo 4, and I did one in Last Epoch as well. Let's get my booty kicked. Get out. Get out. Oh, yabba dabba dabba doo. Yabba dabba doo. Where'd you go? I'm assuming stay out of those. Jesus, he puts a lot of them down now. Ah! I fucking hate where they've got that map ability bound. Shit, I got stuck in it. Oh, this guy's gonna wreck me. Wait, is there a totem on the field? I saw something that said affliction totem. God, look how fast he fucking regens. Fuck, I'm out of mana. Got something on me. Oh, did he drop down for a second? I didn't even notice.
No mana.
He's got two of those totems up now. Jesus, fucking math, man. So he's just building at that point. And he just fucking did a complete refresh? How did that happen? Did he warp? Like, Jesus, he turned into something different and now I'm locked. Ah! Stay away from that, apparently. Oh, god damn it. I need to scratch my nose. Oh, that is nasty. Oh, and that's gonna get me. I have no more health potions. Yeah, I'm done. I have no health potions. Yeah, it's a legitimate complaint, Ashley, about like inventory management in these types of games. Alright, I'm gonna go get some more coffee. If I have to do 2 rounds again with him, if there's 2 phases, I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm not gonna deal with that this morning. This isn't a loot game as much as Diablo? Oh no, it is. This is way more of a loot game than Diablo. Like, you can't modify your gear in Diablo like you can here. This is way more of a loot game. Yeah, we're gonna agree to disagree on that, Leighton. 100% agree to disagree. I am constantly looting stuff and switching it in and slotting gems and figuring out how to use my orbs of augmentation. I think you guys are confusing. It's all good. I don't want to argue with people. You do you. You do you, guys. Loot is loot. Anything that drops that I put into my inventory is a piece of loot. So whether it's an orb and augmentation, an uncut skill gem, or a shiny piece of orange or yellow, that's loot. It's all loot. I think what you're confusing is gear. Like, I think you guys are talking about gear drops in D4. There are more gear drops in D4, but the reason is because they don't have the gems and the augmentations and everything else that you can, like, you can't do any of this in Diablo 4. There is no augmentation system for your gear and your skills. And not only that, but all of these skills can be modified. Like, can be upgraded. Like, so I'm constantly looting. Like, this is all loot. Every single upgrade, every gem slot. Anyway, let's go get my ass kicked again. If this is a 2-phase fight, I'm not feeling it. Yep, he's in phase 1 now. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking do this fight. God damn it, he got me with that too. Toes down. I don't know what happens to get stuck in that, or if it's just automatic. Thorn grip I need to get away from. Alright, there's the conversion. And he regens. Fuck, alright, he stuck me again.
Your fate is sealed.
He's got shit that chases you everywhere. And then he locks you down with this. You cannot be near him when he locks you down with this. Problem is I can't see where the fuck he's at. Get out! Oh shit, I'm gonna get stuck in some of this. Like, everything is lava on this floor. And I'm out of hit points again. Health pots, sorry. I'm done. Fuck that fight. Fuck it! I'm abandoning that shit. We're gonna go do something else. No, you could piss off, guys. Alright, where is the nearest? I'm gonna go all over to get out of here. Although I could just recall out and go that way. Yeah, fuck it.
How can I advise you?
Hello?
Oh, actually, I don't have anything to sell.
Bye.
Okie dokie. So there's the last ritual, which I can't do right now. Farmlands. in the farmlands? Looks like we're going to the farmlands. Hang on, what are we talking about in chat? Somebody get confused about something I said? Yeah, I'm not even paying attention to chat, guys. Whatever I said was in relation to what was going on in the game. I don't even know what we were talking about.
Get a chill!
Are those crows or something? Man, these cornfields are trippy, man. They've done a good job with the mesh. Pumpkin patch. Oh, it still burned my charge, even though I didn't actually finish through with it. That's interesting. So even if you interrupt the ability, it still burns a charge. Oh, guys, the lights are flickering. It is pouring down rain outside, so if I randomly disappear, it's gonna be because the electricity went out. I don't know if you can notice that, but the lights are flickering pretty hard right now. What time is it? It's like 6, I think. 4, 5? I don't even know. It's 5:30. Yeah, but it's raining outside, so. Yes, you used nerfed in parentheses. Good job, Leighton. I love it. I really do want to try an ice build at some point, because I love ice builds in pretty much every game I play. But I really wanted to try to not do a mage. I just did the, my first two was Rogue and Sorcerer in Diablo 4. Then I did the Druid. The Druid was my favorite. The Druid was really good. And then I loved the Shaman. I think it was the Shaman in Lost Epoch. To be honest with you, this has been a fun enough experience. I've almost been tempted to go back and do another run-through of Last Epoch. Because the storyline wasn't that long. And I haven't checked that game out in, like, I think it was about a year ago when I played it. I wouldn't mind seeing what changes they've done to that.
Frost!
But I have not yet tried Sorcerer here because I wanted to do something different this time. I'm still not entirely sold on it, but I tell you, one that looked OP to me was the Mercenary. Just watching the Mercenary like video preview, I was like, oh, that looks OP. That looks OP. Oh, I missed. Oh, I ding. Bad puppet. Alright. Alright, we need to go ahead and take this all the way in. Alright, we get one more point there, and that'll be... Hey, did you guys see the secret level got renewed for Season 2 yesterday? I still haven't finished Season 1. I've still only watched the first episode. I'm so far behind because of all the doctor visits last week. And they dropped the other half of the episodes yesterday. So I'll get to those today. I gotta watch Skeleton Crew when I get back from the grocery store this morning. Once I get caught up on Skeleton Crew, I'll be able to get caught up watching Secret Level. Watched Desolation of Smog last night, so we're good to go now for the last Hobbit movie. And then we start the Lord of the Rings rewatch. Okay, that's the village. I found the entrance to the village. I have 2 quests for the village. Am I going to watch Dexter, Original Sin? At some point, yes. And yes, I've seen all the original episodes when they aired, and then Chris and I watched the first 4 seasons.
What is this madness?
About 2 months ago.
I am too late.
She had never watched it before, so I watched the first 4 seasons with her. So, Original Sin is on the docket, but we're just going to wait for all the episodes to be out. Neither one of us likes to watch weeklies. It kills me to watch, like, Skeleton Crew and Dune Prophecy and that kind of stuff. I really don't like weekly episodes. But some shows, they don't. It's the only way they do it, so I just have to suck it up. We're looking for a flute or a lute here. Crop circle. Oh shit on me.
Back to the soil.
Oh. That was a big old boom of thunder. Okay, level 13. No, it's not better than what I got. Oh, hello.
Frozen locusts will explode when attacked by you or your enemies. Frozen locusts will explode when attacked by vaulting impact.
Oh, that's unfortunate, Ashley. You know, to be honest with you, I'm really glad that I've been able to mature as an adult, because I even cringe going back just a few years ago. I was so critical of Season 1 of Rings of Power, like the lead up to the show before I had ever even seen it, and I was overly critical as a Tolkien fan. Watched it, came away, You know what really hit me, and it's the same thing happened to me for Star Wars, but longer ago, more years ago. I used to be that well with I used to be that way with Star Wars, and it's because I loved it. I grew up with it, and I was that guy who, if you watch Star Wars, I wanted to talk about all the things Star Wars, and I'm a fan, so I just love it all. I don't dislike things that are I don't dislike adaptations. Um, but what got me with Star Wars, I'll kid up on Rings of Power in a minute, was I went to my brother and I went to see whatever episode 9. I'm not gonna remember the name of it. Rise of Skywalker, maybe. Palpatine is back. We took my he was 4 or 5 years old at the time. My nephew, my brother and I went and took my nephew to see it. And even though I disliked that movie, like it wasn't the best. I have this saying where like all Star Wars is good Star Wars. It's just that some Star Wars is better than other Star Wars. Like that was not the best Star Wars movies. But my little 5-year-old nephew was like eyes wide as a saucer watching, because Last Jedi is like his favorite film of all time. So he was into all the characters that were in the new trilogy. And he's watching this movie, and I'm watching him watching this movie, and I'm like, who the fuck am I to be a arrogant asshole about lore and things when that right there is what I should be. I should be that 5-year-old kid glued to the edge of my seat watching lightsabers on screen and going, this is the best fucking thing ever! And when I made that switch, it enabled me to start enjoying things more. Now, I was still overly critical of not only Rings of Power Season 1, but also Wheel of Time Season 1. But what helped me mature, I think, even more as an adult, is watching my wife, who has never read the Wheel of Time series, nor has she ever read the Silmarillion, or she has never read The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, and she won't probably ever read them ever. And yet her favorite film series of all time is the Lord of the Rings trilogy by Peter Jackson, including the Hobbit films. So when I watched Rings of Power Season 1 with my wife, and I saw her with the wide-eyed, oh my god, this is such cool stuff, rings and Sauron and hobbits and trolls and Gandalf the Wizard and all this other stuff, like you have to be able to find that inner child if you're going to be able to watch television or read books or comic books or whatever. If the same thing goes for video games. A lot of the big streamers, you'll notice that all they do is shit all over everything. And it's because they have no joy in their lives and they've lost that inner child. And I never want to lose that inner child. Jesus Christ, do I never want to lose that inner child. Because that's what allows me to enjoy so many things. And it's like, sorry, Ashley, you got me off on a tangent because I really dislike the Tolkien lore extremists. Because I was never quite all the way there, but I've been on the edge. And it drives me nuts right now because Season 2 of Rings of Power was really, 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 really good. And Season 2 of Rings of Power was also very lore accurate compared to the first season. And so many people will paint Peter Jackson's films with this brush of forgiveness, and they seem to forget that Peter Jackson also fucked around with the lore a lot. When I first saw The Fellowship of the Ring, and it was Arwen at the Ford of Brunnen, I was like, what the fuck did you do, Peter Jackson? You fucking asshole. This was supposed to be Glorfindel. Ah! And then I watched the whole arc of the trilogy, and I went, oh, I get why they had Arwen at the Ford. And now I cry every time I watch when Elrond is there with Arwen at the end of Return of the King, and Aragorn thinks that she's gone to the Undying Lands, and then she shows up to marry him and get rid of her immortality. I fucking cry like a baby every time. And none of that is in the books. None of that is in the books. And if Peter Jackson hadn't taken that creative risk to do something that wasn't lore accurate, we never would have seen that story arc played out on film. And I, for one, think that those films would be horrible if it didn't have the Aragorn-Arwen romance arc. Especially if you're watching the extended editions of those films, because there's so much additional footage with her visions and the visions of Elrond's that they're having of the possible futures and the pain that she's going to go through giving up immortality, the fact that Aragorn will eventually die, like all of these things. So I feel for you having those types of friends. I wish those people would just learn how to get past it and just find the inner child again, because there is nothing worse than seeing people shit all over like Rings of Power Season 2 when it was a really good season and they won't accept it because of invented reasons in their head about how this isn't lore accurate. Tolkien would be rolling in his grave.
Frost!
Morning tangent. I've had enough coffee to rant a little bit. Fucker interrupted me. That said hasted minion. Oh, I see what it is. No, stop it. Loot the things. So it's got X bound to the same key as the loot key, and when you're in combat, it won't let you loot. It only lets you jump. That's fucking lame. That needs work. They need to not have that be a bindable combat ability. And then I can't see these fuckers in the grass, man. Oh, my nose is itching. Oh, let's get away from that. Oh, that slows me. That was cool. The slow effect from the frost. That was pretty awesome. Sapphire Charm. That's my first ever charm. Very nice. It says refill at the well in town. It has charges. It has 0 charges. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, there's a really good on the discussion in chat right now about adaptations. I think the best, there's 2 people I listen to when it comes to one is Brandon Sanderson. Brandon Sanderson has a really good take on why adaptations should never be carbon copies of the book material, ever. He talks about why it's very important that movies and films and comic books and radio dramas and stage performances and all the variants, they should always be different from the source material. He has a brilliant lecture on it, which came out around the time that the Wheel of Time Season 1 came out. And people were up in arms about how it wasn't lore accurate. And he's like, it shouldn't be. And I worked on the Wheel of Time. Like, I wrote the last 3 books of Wheel of Time, and I don't think that the TV series should be the same as the books. I think it needs to be different. He has a very good take on things. And also Raymond Feist, who's an older gentleman now. He's in his 80s, but he wrote the Rift Wars saga, and he's been involved in various adaptations of his works, none of which have ever come to complete fruition. There's a current film deal going on for the series he did with Janny Wirtz, the Empire. It's the first 6 books in the Rift Wars saga. The first 3 books that he did, and the 3 that he did with Janny Wirtz. And he talks about how when somebody wants to do an adaptation of your work, you're essentially signing off on them having their own creative vision of what you did, because when you write something, the vision that you have in your head of the characters that you put down on the page is your vision. And you can do everything you can to share that vision with the readers. But ultimately, every single reader is going to have their own interpretation of what you put down in text. Good example is if you said that the character has green eyes and brown hair. Every single person in the world is going to have their own color of green and their own color of brown that they associate with that character, their own shade of color. One of those people gets the rights to adapt your book. They're going to put their version of hair color and eye color on that character when they do the show. And every single viewer is going to say, that's not the same color that I envisioned in my minds. And it starts with the small things like shade of color, and then it goes to the big things like, well, that character didn't romance that person, and they didn't go left here, they went right. They didn't take the boat, they took a ship. They didn't take a ship, they took a wagon. They didn't take a wagon, they took a cart. You know, they didn't take any of those. They took an airship. Like, everybody has, like, and at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. Because the only thing that matters is that everybody enjoys what's being written, because that's what it was put out there for in the first place, was to be consumed and enjoyed. I've loved both of those guys talking about it, because if you look at, like, Stephen King, he gets involved in most things, and he just lets people adapt. And if everybody was a, like, lore fanatic, nothing would ever get adapted ever, because we would never be able to have any shows. Well, the good thing about Warhammer in any case is that we are at least potentially getting a Warhammer show. Now that they finally inked the deal and officialized it. However, I guarantee you people are going to shred Henry Cavill's version when it comes to the small screen. They're going to say, but he changed that, and that's not blah, blah, blah. And I think a lot of people are like, Henry's not going to change anything. Yes, he will. He already has. Like, if you go, people need to go read Henry Cavill's Instagram posts on the Warhammer show that they're making. Because he's already admitted that they've changed dramatic things about the Warhammer 40k universe. And like, people are going to lose their shit because you can't adapt a thousands of years history into a show with 8 episodes or 6 episodes. You can't do that without making changes to fit the narrative. So he even says, my team and I have been hard at work taking this whole thing and bringing it down into the essence of what we can tell in the story of a show. Which means characters have already been changed, storylines have been smushed, timelines have been smushed, changes have already happened to the way the characters played out in tabletop. And the lore nerds who are like, oh, Henry Cavill's gonna turn it to gold, it's gonna be amazing. They're already losing their shit, and they're gonna lose their shit even more when it comes to the screen, and they realize that the changes are not the things that they would have done. Alright. Can't wait. I'm gonna watch it and have fun with it regardless. Oh, I guarantee you it'll have some female Space Marines. Also, like Halo did that. Like, the Halo show had female soldiers, and people lost their shit. You know? And it was like, I loved all the characters in the Halo show. I had a great time watching that show, and was exceptionally disappointed when it didn't get renewed. Yeah, the thing with, like, right now, Thandar, I'm watching Dune Prophecy, and I gotta say that they only have 1 episode left. They did 6 episodes, and the storyline is so rushed that I'm not getting any sense of enjoyment out of watching it. It feels extremely rushed. They're not telling any, like, coherent story. They're trying to compact like 3 books into 6 episodes, and it does not feel good. I really don't think Dune Prophecy is going to get a 2nd season. I would be exceptionally surprised because they just haven't given it enough runtime to be coherent. And I'm enjoying the episodes, but they're not telling a cohesive story, and they don't have enough runway. And that's the thing, is like, your story has to fit. It has to feel good. Whether it's 5 episodes or 10 episodes, it has to feel good.
Thunder!
Oh, there's something. There's the loot box. How do I get in there?
I must maintain a fine balance.
What?
Perhaps this will assuage the girl's despair.
We got a checkpoint right up here. Or a teleport thingy, whatever. You know, I enjoyed the first few seasons of The Witcher. Chris and I are not compelled to watch it anymore. We will eventually watch the final 2 seasons with Liam, but honestly, for us, Cavill was The Witcher, and I don't really give a shit about what creative differences there were. I don't care. I don't care. I've worked on projects where there were creative differences and people move on. It's life. You know, there's nothing to get upset about, and oh, it's, you know, Netflix this, Netflix that. Oh, they didn't follow the vision. Rah, fuck it. It's like, there's going to be creative differences on every project you work on. You just shrug your shoulders and move on with your life. Like, it's the way it works. I'm glad that we got 3 seasons of Cavill as The Witcher. I think they're great episodes. I will probably eventually watch the Liam ones because Chris and I love the Witcher show. We like the cast. We like the set designs. We love the costumes. But when Cavill left, it was just kind of like, whenever they have the final 2 seasons completely aired, we will go watch them. But we're not going to follow it like we used to, where we're like, oh yeah, there's a new Witcher show. Let's go watch the 6 episodes. Now it's just kind of like, whatever. When the final 2 seasons are out, we'll go watch them. And it'll be fun, but it won't be the same. And so you just treat it like a different movie trilogy. It's like Next Generation Star Trek, Deep Space Nine Star Trek. They're both Star Trek. They're both fun. They're both great shows in their own right, but they're vastly different shows because of the cast and the storylines. And so that's kind of how I view the new version of the latest Witcher change. It's like, it's a new version. I'll watch it in its own timeline later. Oh, I still enjoyed that movie, Ashley, by the way. I liked David Harbour's Hellboy, but yes, they tried to combine too much into one. And I liked that adaptation. Perlman's is obviously Guillermo del Toro. Those 2 films are amazing. But I did like the David Harbour version. I have not watched the most recent one that came out a couple months ago. I don't think all of them are Thandar. I watch quite a bit of stuff. And some things are told and have runway, and some things don't get a runway.
Time is short. Make haste.
Owner's house. Ren, you've caught me at a moment.
It just depends on the show.
Guess I can help move that for you.
Probably should have identified those things first,
Watch
but I
yourself
forgot.
out there.
You found my loot. I can't quite believe my eyes. This feels like having a small part of my family back again. I can't thank you enough. I think I shall begin by composing a song about you.
So, like,
In the meantime,
if you've watched
I would
Outlander,
be happy to play for you.
which Outlander
like.
gets, Outlander usually gets like 13 to 16 episodes per season. I feel like Outlander has been an exceptional adaptation because they've taken their time with each one of the books. So it's been 7 or 8 seasons now. We haven't even watched the most recent season, but I think we've seen the first like six seasons of that show. And because you're getting like 13 to 16 episodes every season, they take their time to go through an entire novel of the Outlander series. So it's definitely, they give it plenty of time. You get to know the characters. And then you go watch something like Dune Prophecy where they take 3 books and cram it into 6 episodes, and it's like, oh, or like Wheel of Time where they take 3 massive novels and cram it into 8 episodes. And they're like, they try to tell 3 books in 8 45-minute episodes, and it's like, you can't do that. Like, it feels fucked. Like, I'm not a fan of that. I much prefer, I do think that the old ways of, like, if you go back and watch like Next Generation, it's like 24 episodes per season. That's one of the reasons I got bored with Supernatural after like 7 seasons. It's because they were doing, like, an Arrow was the same thing, like 24 episodes every season. The problem with doing 24 episodes is that at least half of those are going to be filler episodes where it's just story of the week. That's all it is. Story of the week. Whereas if you have 12 to 15 episodes, you're telling a much tighter story. I feel like 12 is a good number to shoot for. Like 12 episodes, you have a runway to tell a pretty good story over like 8 hours of television. 6 episodes, especially when it's only 45 minutes long, it's like,
Music aids the ordering of the mind.
Alright, that is now completed that loop of skills there. Well, originally it was supposed to be Jokeden. The Dark Tower movie was originally supposed to be part of an overall TV series that they were developing and everything else, and then at the last minute, everything got pulled and they lost their funding, so the only thing they were left with is just this. Yes, I think the new Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim, I think you should definitely see the Lord of the Rohirrim if you enjoy Tolkien. And if you love the work that that team does, because that's Weta's team. It's the same team who did the Peter Jackson films. It's just an animation studio working with them to tell a story. But it's an original story. It's not a character. It's not like they have expanded upon and created their own story within the tapestry. And if that sort of stuff offends you, then you're not going to enjoy it. But if you just relax and be like, hey, this is an adaptation. It's just a fun story told in Middle Earth. It's a 2-hour animated film. Just go see it. Just go see it. And if you could do that, then I think you'll find enjoyment in it. I don't live near a theater, so I haven't gone to see it yet, so. If I lived near town, I would. Let's see here. Increased skill speed. +5 to any attribute. Fuck, I don't know where I want to put these abilities. Oh, I definitely want to go over here and do this little blip. Mana regen. Let's work my way in that direction. Hang on, guys. Chris is awake. I need to just double check with her that we're going to the supermarket this morning. Be right back. Yeah, it's still raining outside, so yeah, we're not going to the supermarket this morning. So, you guys get me longer than normal. I was going to duck out in about 20 minutes to go to the supermarket, but no supermarket run since it's raining. We might go later. All right. Did I forget to go get the teleporter in the village? I think I did. I think I was there and I forgot to duck in. Let me go double check. No, I did grab it. Alright, we need to find Renly's tools and then search for the seed of corruption. Hang on, I was getting sidetracked. Borderlands movie I haven't watched because I don't know that much about the Borderlands games. I've played the third one a little bit. It was okay, but it wasn't like, oh my god, for me. It wasn't like the best thing I'd ever played. When we're talking about adaptations, the 3-Body Problem on Netflix was really good, but really short. And I wished that they had more runtime. And I've been told that the 10-cent show, which actually is like more faithful to the books and has many more episodes, is worth watching. So I'll probably end up watching that at some point. But I do like the condensed story that was told in the Netflix show. I just really wanted more. And we are getting another season, which is cool. But at the same time, it's like, please give me more than 6 episodes of a show. I really dislike it. Some frame drops right there. Definitely some frame drops right here on the PS5. Fire's expensive, kid. Whoa, the pig exploded. Oh, that doesn't look good. Bunch of creepy babies with exploding bellies. Checkpoint! I would love another really deep Lord of the Rings RPG. It'd be cool. I'm interested. I've never played any of the previous Mafia games, but that story trailer for the Mafia Old Country looks really freaking good. And there's also a trailer I watched the other night on TikTok for a new Game of Thrones RPG, which looks like it might be interesting to play. I haven't looked into it enough to know who the studio is behind it, but IGN had both of those games, and I was like, these both look kind of cool. I've never played it, Ashley, but I am intrigued after watching the trailer for Old Country. I think it's called Old Country. The Old Country, maybe? Somebody's yelling.
Don't do this. Stop. Just wait. Surely we can.
Path of peace is littered with
Just
death.
chunked her head off.
Justice now.
Shit. Pause! I need to drink coffee.
Ogham deserves one last execution. Frost!
Alright, he does 2 hits. He just did a kick. Oh, no, get away, get away. Who's shooting? No, no. Can I get to them? Whoa! How did he get powered up? Got caught in it. Got caught in it. I ducked too soon. Got it.
Guillotine. Clots.
Fuck is that? Nope. Get away. Get away. Get out. Get out. Oh, I jumped right into it. Ah!
Justice will be served. Guillotine. Clots.
Oh, fuck me. I missed a. He shouted something, and he said something about a guillotine, and then it dropped a guillotine on me. Oh my goodness. Everybody gets 2 shots. Every boss gets two attempts.
Don't do this. Stop. Just wait. Surely we can.
Our path of peace is littered with death. Justice now. Fight.
You bastard!
Ogham deserves one last execution. Feel the shock! No mana.
Get out. And that's the one that I missed.
I need mana.
Get out.
guillotine.
Guillotine, that's what it was.
Justice will be served. The guillotine.
Guillotine. Alright, there's the... Okay, it has a slight spell effect. Ah!
The guillotine.
Oh, he got me. Fuck me, look at all the ads coming. No! Get out! I have no more health. Shit! Hang on. Alright, I can get those three down. No! He got me with a guillotine. Alright, fuck it. Alright. Yeah, I just do. I can absolutely have whatever line of thinking I want to have when I play a game. The best part about this, and also Elden Ring, is that if I want to ignore a boss and go grind and get levels and then come back and do that boss again when I'm higher levels, that's a totally viable way to play. I refuse to smash my head against something more than 2 or 3 times in a row. They get 2 or 3 attempts, and if I'm not feeling it, I go do other things. Yes, you did. You can't have that way of thinking playing Elden Ring. Come on, guys. But there's a reason I don't play Elden Ring. I have no desire to do mobs that take me 30, 40, 50 tries to overcome. That's not fun to me. I don't mind a little bit of challenge. Yep, I love Days Gone. That's a phenomenal game. We just did a partial run through about 6 months ago, actually. We were waiting for games to come out, and I was like, I'm going to put this on the PS5 and play it again.
Death becomes
There's one of those regal shards again. Oh, this is something probably a quest.
By decree of the Count of Ogham, your whispering and conspiring has not gone unnoticed. I see your disloyalty. I hear your mockery. However, your plots against me all lay dead in their tracks. Every villager must report to the manor immediately, questioning. I alone will
Immediately for
crush
questioning.
this revolt. Anyone who resists will not only be considered a criminal, but an avowed traitor.
clear out the middle sections just for shits and giggles. I could do anything I want to do. There are so many dungeons I haven't done yet. Like, I've skipped like 3 dungeons. I've also got like 2 other quests I could do. There's more victims. Just don't do anything yet. I'm having flamed oysters. Here's the thing, Scouser, you and I are in the same boat. I will also tell you something from having played lots of early accesses before. Baldur's Gate 3 Early Access is a great example. The very first time that it dropped. So this is something important. This early access is meant to last a year. This is not a game that's coming out in 3 months. This is a game where they've said they are spending 6 to 12 months minimum in early access. Balance passes are they're going to happen. Like, balance passes are expected to happen. Baldur's Gate 3, the first time that when it first launched, and they spent 3 years in early access, the spider fight in the caves, which is like level 3 or 4 or something, was almost impossible when it first launched. People died 20, 30 times. It was broken. Unbeatable, because they hadn't done a balance pass yet. They have yet to do any balance passes on these boss fights. So the boss fights that are feeling super hard right now, it's because they're not balanced. Like, those are things that will absolutely be tweaked and balanced as the early access goes on. Because right now, a lot of them are over the top. And it's no different. Stalker 2 just launched, and they didn't have the balance done. And so the first big patch that Stalker 2 did was they took the rookie mode and they applied a bunch of changes to it to make it more accessible to the average player. This is normal mode, and some of these bosses are, like you just said, Scouser, you know, feels unfair to a degree. It's absolutely true. Like, there are also certain builds right now where certain builds can, like, one-shot the bosses or, like, just breeze through them, and other class builds have a really hard time, and other class builds who are next to impossible to do certain boss mobs. That will change as they continue to do balance passes, because at the moment they haven't really done anything to address that. So that's something that's why I'm not willing to spend 30 tries going up against a boss mob. I will literally just go do other shit, because there are so many other things I could be doing in the game, other quests, and I'll wait for a patch. Yeah, it's borderline too tough for me, Scouser. Like I said, I'm giving each boss gets, like, I think yesterday I did 3 on one of the fights. They get 2 to 3 attempts from me. If I can't beat him in the first 2 to 3 attempts, I'm moving on with my shit, because this game's gonna be out in early access for the next year. I have no reason to beat my head against mobs that are gonna get changed. My ding.
Good day.
think we're working our way this way. All right.
Your end comes.
The music is definitely spot on in this game. And the normal combat is really good. Like, the normal mobs, like, there's quite a bit of challenge to some of these, like, normal normal mobs outside of bosses, because they have some really interesting mechanics going on. But, like, they need to add the ability for me to zoom in on my character. I really want to be able to zoom in on the action. And, boss fights need a lot of adjustment. A lot of adjustment. Oh. That was weird. The game just auto-paused itself. As we ran up to that boss mob, that was a bug.
I need mana.
That was weird. Like the PS5 just like the whole game just like froze. It paused itself, did a big lurch, and then I don't think it was the stream. I think it was the whole thing, guys. Because I'm looking at the bitrate now, and the bitrate's fine on the streams. I think it just felt like the stream lurched because the whole game lurched. Well, yeah, but I'm telling you though, I just looked at the bit rates on Twitch and YouTube, and nothing changed on the internet. It is very brutal, Sanjo. It definitely needs some balance passes for sure. Like, I'm probably only willing to give it another session or two. Like, today is session 5 or 6, I think. And yesterday I was able to defeat the bosses. Today I've had 2 bosses already that I've gone up against that have been they're more than I'm willing to try. And even yesterday we did 3 boss fights in the first like 45 minutes of the stream, and they were incredibly difficult fights. That's not something that I really enjoy. Like, it needs some balance right now. So, since it's overly difficult, like I said, I'll probably do one more stream after today, but that's probably all I'm going to be willing to put into this version of Early Access, and I'll probably wait for them to do some big patches. Probably come back in like March, maybe. No, I'm going to be too busy in March. Well, no. I don't know what's in March yet. I have Adamfall and Tales of the Shire in March, but not till late March. Yes, they will. They already have. They They've got a year of patches ahead. Well, Leighton, I gotta tell you, man, like, I've spent over a decade in game development, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you're incorrect. Like, sorry. The game is they've publicly said they are spending the next year in early access. That includes go read their patch notes. Go read their vision notes. Balance passes are happening. Class patches are happening. Skill patches are happening. All of those are part of early access. It's extremely disingenuous to say that boss difficulties aren't getting addressed when they clearly are getting addressed in patches. So, I mean, I feel like you're being argumentative just because you feel like I'm attacking the game. And I'm just... like, that's how early accesses work. Nothing is immune to being patched. That's the point of early access, is they're testing difficulty, they're testing skill balance, they're testing class balance. All of it gets adjusted. You can't sit there and say that, oh, they're not going to do anything with the bosses. Yes, they are. They already have. No one is saying that it's going to be like Diablo. You're putting words in my mouth, and you're making it into something that it's not. It's literally, they will be addressing mob difficulty. That's just how early accesses work. Ashley has a good point. Even Elden Ring did balance passes after launch on bosses. Like, they might not be the first patches that happen, but all games do balance passes in early access. All games. These guys have a nice buff on them. Whew. Exactly, Scouser Boots. The fact that with the title it's going to be free to play, they have to be able to be as accessible to the average player as possible to get as... You know, the whole point, for those of you who don't understand Grinding Gears games, PoE 2 is a direct result of Tencent purchasing 80% of the company back during the late development of Path of Exile 1. So Tencent now owns 80% of Grinding Gears games. I believe it's 80%. It might be 85%. The one thing that Grinding Gear games retained in that buyout was some measure of creative control over PoE 2. But the vast majority of the reason they did that purchase was to expand the team so that they could build PoE 2 into a bigger and better version of what PoE 1 was. The direct goal of PoE 2 is to bring as many players as possible into the Path of Exile world and lore and experience. And the driving force behind that is an 80% ownership stake from Tencent, who put hundreds of millions of dollars into this company to recoup with a massive, accessible game that as many people as possible can play. That doesn't happen without making the game as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. I hear a lot of people who are like, this game, it's hardcore. It's only for the hardcore. Casuals need not apply. Go away, tourists. We don't want you. You might not want tourists as a gamer, but the company absolutely does, because they have a majority stake from a massive company who put hundreds of millions of dollars into an investment in the company, and they want to recoup those losses. So you can bet your booties the next 12 months of early access, or however long it takes for Path of Exile 2, is going to be polishing those rough edges and making the game as accessible to as many people, which means knocking off the hardcore edges and making it so that people like Scouser Boots and myself can have a great time alongside the people who also want that complexity with the hardcore mode. Because remember, there's two modes of gameplay here. There's the normal mode and the hardcore mode. The normal mode is meant to be as accessible as possible to as many players as possible, with the hardcore mode being there for the people who want the challenge version of the game.
Depraved wretch.
But make no mistake, normal mode will absolutely be getting polished down and casualified. They can do whatever they want with hardcore mode. That's what it's there for. I find it interesting that you can interrupt this ability. I really wish you could move this map. It's really annoying that you can't move it once you've uncovered it. Definitely something that needs a quality of life fix. Like, I understand the top right map not being movable, but this needs to be adjustable. Like, once you have this pulled up, you should be able to completely move this around wherever you want. Well, I think, honestly, if we've cleared the whole map other than that boss... We got 2 dings, didn't we? We're level 15? Yeah, let's go back and try that other one really quick. Make another jolly attempt at the ritual plans. All I remember was this up and to the right. Oops. No, that just goes to the hunting grounds. Well, I do want that checkpoint, though. Hiya! Oh, it doesn't let me teleport out of there either, but it's got that. So you can't jump out of this. You have to just literally burst the tangles. That's creepy. Man, I thought it was a quick up and in. Yeah, I'm going to switch over to Alien's Dark Descent here in a little bit. I'm probably, as soon as we're going to do one more attempt on this boss, and that'll be it for my PoE. So yeah, we're probably 15 minutes out from switching over. One of the two. My gut reaction is to go do Aliens right now, but I might want something more casual, and I might go do Mass Effect next. I haven't decided yet fully. But we'll do, yeah, we're going to switch over to some, because this is, I've reached my pathway, so my eyes are like, please take a break. It's too much going on screen. Oh, do I have to re-clear all the altars again? Fuck that. Dude, so since the map... That fucking sucks. So it got rid of my quest progress, even. That's fucking lame. Like, that's lame. Because I cleared this whole map and had cleared all of the rituals altars, and I only needed to do the last one. I'm going to click this, but I'm pretty sure that this is not... It's going to make me go clear all 3 of the altars. It's gonna make me do all 3 of the altars. I gotta re-clear the whole map. Fuck that. I'm done. I'm not a fan of that. So that's my second nitpick on the map respawning, is that it like respawned all my objectives. So like, I need to go clear all of those portals again. Altars. I gotta cleanse the other 3 altars to get the 4th one to spawn again. If I've already done the quest objectives, I should not have to redo quest objectives.
Quickly.
Not a fan at all of that. No, it's not better. No, my yellow one is way, way better on all counts. Yep, see ya, Ashley.
Care to take a look at my deal?
Exactly, Scouser Boots. I don't want to have to re-clear shit, and I don't want to have to redo quest objectives. Like,
See you.
if I've already cleared your quest objectives, if I go back to town, if I log out, if I go AFK, if my internet drops and I'm forced to go offline because my power went out or my internet went out, I should not have to re-clear quest objectives. That is bullshit. Like, that is absolute... That is something they have to fix. There are a million reasons why I might not be able to complete the quest objectives in a single sit-down. Like I said, the internet outage is a big one. Like, if the internet goes out, or if the power goes out, my kid needs me, my wife has an emergency, my brother has an emergency, I need to step away for any reason. I should not be penalized for stepping away. That one needs some adjustment. Like, the Fog of War you know, okay, whatever. But having me redo quest objectives, not a fan. So, yeah, I have a lot of negative things to say about Path of Exile 2 this morning, everybody. The game needs some work. I am enjoying the combat. I am enjoying the aspects of the storyline, but it needs a lot of work. Needs a lot of work. I'm going to take a quick AFK. I should be back live again in the next 15 to 30 minutes. I'll probably... We might take it down a notch and go play some Mass Effect. Something a little less combat-oriented. So I think we're going to go play some Mass Effect next. But I'm going to go take a 15 to 30 minute AFK, do some stretches, etc. And then we'll be live again. If you're on Twitch right now watching, just hang out. There'll be a new stream up shortly. You don't have to go anywhere. Just leave the tab open. If you're on YouTube, there will be a new link available here in a bit when I get the next stream up. Hopefully we'll see you there. Until next time, stay safe. Daily streams on YouTube and Twitch, usually around 6 a.m. Central, but I've been starting early the last couple of days. Actually, you know what? If it's not raining, I might go to the store, but if it's still raining... If I'm not live in 30 minutes, it's because Chris and I decided to go to the grocery store. But I think it's still raining, so... Otherwise, I'll be back in 15, 30 minutes.